Broadcasting live from SETI Alpha 6 in the Andromeda Galaxy, this is Mr. C.
Well, it's a big day today. I'm sure you noticed something at 6:30 a.m. I'll bet you noticed something. Did you feel anything? Well, you shouldn't have, actually. I'm messing with you. But at 6:30 a.m. this morning, it was the official equinox. Woohoo! Remember I said if you told someone within an hour of 6:30, it doesn't count now. If you're in first period, it doesn't count. If you're trying to tell Mr. Gilbert, So I said if you told somebody that it was the equinox or wished them a happy equinox and explained that it occurred at 6:30 a.m. this morning officially, told them what it meant, then I would give you 5 points. Just have to write it on a sheet of paper, parent signature, that you told somebody it's the equinox, and then turn it into the correct shelf. Okay, just want to review a little bit with you. All right, don't be disrupted by the moon. Don't even pay attention to the moon. But notice that the earth is tilted toward the sun. This would be summer in the northern hemisphere, Phoenix as well. And then, so this is June 21st, 22nd-ish. And then July and August and September. And right there you can see that the Earth's tilt, that 23.5 degree tilt, causes the sun to shine equally in the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. In fact, at 6:30 a.m. this morning, the sun was shining straight down on that would be the equator, on the equator. Equinox, sun shining on the equator. That cuts the earth into equal halves. So that's what it looks like right now at the equinox. So pretty cool. I'll come back to it in a little bit because I want to mention a little bit more about it in some of my past. But on your white sheet, if you do this now, on your white sheet first, if you'd write down everything that you can think of that's in the solar system. I taught you the solar system. Write it fast, just write fast. Abbreviate if you must, but you're writing. Mr. Gilbert's encouraging it. So you're writing everything in the solar system. What does it include? Writing. And then here's what it includes. For starters, the sun, solar, sol, which means sun. I think it's Latin. Okay? Solar system, so the sun system, and everything that orbits the sun and that's in the sun system. Earth, of course, all the other planets, all the satellites that go around the planets, long tail, icy head, comet, little bitty chunks of dust-sized particles that fly into the earth and burn up in the atmosphere, and we see a streak because they're traveling so fast. Meteors, if something is left over, a bigger chunk of rock, and it's left over to hit the earth, that would be a meteorite because it hit the earth. And then big chunks of rock, they can either hit or miss the earth, but they're flying around the solar system. They're called asteroids. Mr. C, isn't there an asteroid belt out there in the outer planets? There is. With how many? I don't know, thousands of asteroids. So anyway, we will cover that later. So things that are in the solar system. Did I miss anything? Did we get the major things? I think we got them. We got most of them. Okay? So anyway, how about my very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. So from the sun out, my 4, Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, Mother Mars, just Jupiter, serve Saturn, us Uranus, 9 Neptune, pizza for Pluto. It's a dwarf planet, and there are other dwarf planets. So, but anyway, we still give Pluto a mention. We don't want Pluto to feel bad. That would be sad. So we don't want that. Okay. Hey, this would be a little warning, little heads up. You know, I said no big test, no quiz this week. That's true, I did. But somewhere along the line, you're going to get a pop quiz. Be short, 10, 12 points. Pop! It's just going to pop up sometime the rest of the week. So what days could it be, Mr. Chambers? Well, what do we have left? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. How do I get ready for it? Just review, just triple R stuff, new stuff. Triple R, my very educated, triple R, the solar system and what's in it. Triple R, the word that means the study of the solar system and everything that's in it. And everything in the universe, actually. Stars, star clouds, aka galaxies, and then all the galaxies, the billions of galaxies with billions of stars in it that bring God so much glory. Because he just spoke it into existence out of nothing. What else can you conclude? What a God. Anyway, I get all fired up about that. I hope you can tell. Okay. Now on your white sheet, fast. So see how many of Earth's just rights you can come up with. Your goal is very quickly, don't write down just right. Just write down one-word answers. I'll start you off. Distance from the sun. So whole bunch of EJRs, Earth's just rights. I think I gave you about 20. So quickly, see how many you can do. Just write this, just write that, and then I'll see how many I can come up with really quick. Keep going. Try for 10. You can do it. All right, let's see how many I can come up with. I'm going to turn into a motor mouth. Just the right distance from the sun, just the right mass, just the right gravity, just the right tilt, just the right rotation speed, just the right revolution speed. It's got just the right amount of water in the ocean. It's got just the right thickness of atmosphere, and it's got just the right gases in the atmosphere. Nitrogen, about 80%, oxygen, 19% or so. It's got just the right nutrients in the soil. It's got just the right amount of plants. It's got just the right size moon, just the right distance from the moon, just the right mass of the moon, the right gravity of the moon, which helps give the Earth just the right stabilization. All that is just right. It's got just the right size star, which has just the right mass, which has just the right gravity, which is made of just the right gases, which has just the right fusion rate, where the hydrogen fuses into helium and produces just the right amount of heat and just the right amount of light. So a whole bunch on that. I think probably I'm 20. I just thought of just the right magnetic field. which blocks the Earth's certain kinds of radiation and causes them to funnel into the North and South Pole area. Anyway, I think I probably got close to 20 of Earth's just rights. Review those. So how many are we going to need to know when we have to write them? Like on a pop quiz, for instance. I'd say a minimum of 6. I'd say at least 6. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I recall everything else that I wanted to tell you today. Earth, or I should say first, objects that we observe in the sky from Earth appear to move from east, that actually is east, from east to west. So we look up in the night sky, and there goes Jupiter and Saturn behind it, trailing, or Venus in the early morning, and Mars way over there. Mars is actually more toward the west now. So it's high in the sky, but toward the west, more westerly. So anyway, so objects appear to move east to west because the Earth is rotating west to east. Objects look like they're moving east to west because the Earth actually is moving west to east as it rotates. Okay, so anyway, cool stuff. I wanted you to make sure that you got that. Now, let's see, did that. Okay, did you find the articles interesting on the calendars? I did. You had your Egyptian calendar, right? Egyptian. Now, the Egyptians were pretty smart. This is like thousands of years ago. They go, I think the Earth takes about 365 days to orbit the sun. They were very close. Good on you, Egyptians and Egyptian scientists. But it wasn't quite right, and the Romans recognized this, and then the Romans changed their calendar to adjust for this. The Earth actually rotates one time around the sun in 365 days and 1/4 of a day. So 365 days and like another 6 hours. It's not exact, but close. So the Romans figured that out, and they go, you know what? We have to adjust that. So what did they do? They added an extra day. So every 4 years, they added one extra day, which we do today. We do it in February. Okay, we add that extra day in February to make sure that we don't get off as far as the seasons that happen at certain time during the year. That's what a calendar is. Calendar is where you mark the time of events that happen during a year at the same time every year. So a calendar. So we've got the Egyptian calendar, and then there was a Roman calendar, and then the Gregorian calendar, named for, I think, Pope Gregory. And they figured out in 1582 that the Earth actually is off about 11 minutes every year. And no adjustments had been made up until 1582. So what did they do? They whacked off 10 days that year. So they just whacked it off. So now I think that's right. I want to double check that. Was it 10 or 5? Yeah, 10 days. So they knocked 10 days off the calendar. Can you imagine if your birthday fell in that 10-day period? Whoop, not this year, you're not having a birthday. So what do you think they did? They probably just had to celebrate it, pick a day and celebrate it on another day. So that's what people do who are born in leap years, by the way. So if they're born on the 29th of February, that only occurs every 4 years. So wait a minute, does that mean they only age like 1 year every 4 years? No. They have to have their birthday on the 28th That's probably what they picked, the 28th of February. So in those non-leap year years. So fun stuff, calendars. So good on the Egyptians, good on the Romans for recognizing it and figuring out the details. Wow, that's what makes science kind of fun. I mean, how did people figure that stuff out without Google, without the computers or modern instruments like we have? They were smart, just like scientists today. They were smart. They found a way, and they just built on knowledge, and that's still what's going on. So anyway, very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Okay, back to the equinox. When we lived in North Dakota is like 100 where we lived on an air base, military air base. So Grand Forks, North Dakota. So, and I think I've told you before, I went to the University of North Dakota after I graduated from Grand Forks Central High School. But anyway, so what was the weather like up there at the equinox? Sometimes it was really cold. Some years it was really cold or really cool. At night it got really cool. You needed a sweater or a jacket. So, and get this, it has snowed in North Dakota in every month except for July and August. It snowed. I was playing baseball at the University of North Dakota. I played freshman year, and it was May 15th, and we were having snow showers. It was May 15th. Unbelievable. So anyway, it's why we didn't have high school baseball in North Dakota. So now I've got to teach you two of the terms that aren't that hard to learn, but students sometimes seem like they get these two mixed up. So what are the two terms? Will I be able to remember them? Sure. And I'm going to try to give you a way to remember them. They involve the Earth's motion. First, the Earth's motion around the sun. The orbit around the sun. One time every 365 and a quarter years, right? So, or days, sorry. 365 and a quarter days. Anyway, that is revolution. So revolution. 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 So revolution around the sun. Now the other word, and these will be on your lesson summary. I think they're both on lesson summary 2. Lesson summary 2. Is that right? Yep, there they are. Okay, so anyway, I'll tell you what your homework is in a little bit, and you're going to need to work with that. You'll want to highlight revolution. And the second one is rotation. Here's what rotation is. It's just spinning on the axis, spinning around. So it's like this. Rotate, 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 spinning on the axis. Now I'd like you to just put your index finger up right now. Everybody do it. I'll bet Mr. Gilbert's even doing it. So you've got your index finger up, and you're going to go rotate, 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 right in place. You're just going to spin like a top. Rotate, 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 rotate. You keep saying it, rotate, 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 rotate. So that's rotation. So revolution around the sun. The moon revolves around Earth, revolution. And then spinning, rotation. Rotate, 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 rotate. Now I'd like you to do something. See if you can do it without messing up, okay? Or messing around. I'd like you to stand up right in your seat area. Don't knock over your divider. Careful. Rotate 3 times actually. Say rotate, 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 and then sit back down and get ready for your homework assignment. Rotate 3 times. So stand up, rotate 3 times, say rotate, 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 and then sit back down. Okay, nice job. Rotation, revolution. So sometimes students get mixed up on them, but I don't think you will, because you've got the idea of rotating in your mind now, I think. And then, of course, the other one's revolution. All right, your homework. Here's what you've got to do. So this is from LS2. You've got to highlight, read and highlight the top and bottom boxes. So read and highlight the top and bottom boxes. Then, on a white sheet that Mr. Gilbert's going to provide for you, I want you to put a title, and I don't mind if you just put as your title just the title of the bottom box. Can you see what it says? What causes the seasons? So your title on your white sheet is What Causes the Seasons. So I want you to read and highlight the top box, but you don't have to do any writing on it. And then from the bottom box, and also this will be in RenWeb, but write it down in your lesson planner. And from page 16, from the bottom box on LS2 and page 16, I want 10 neat, complete bullet facts. What do you mean bullet facts? Do you mean we have to write sentences? No. I want you to write bullet facts, just key ideas, with 7-8 words for each bullet fact minimum. No skinny bullet facts. No 2-3 word bullet facts. So you give me I've said it before. You give me skinny bullet facts, I give you a skinny grade on this. So no skinny bullet facts. So from only the bottom box of LS2 and page 16. I'm going to confirm page 16, but that's it. Yeah, page 16. Just on solstices and equinoxes, page 16. Okay, how many bullet facts? So 10. 10 neat, complete bullet facts. Do a nice job on them. Okay, now you're writing on a white sheet. There are no lines. So, but do a nice job. Okay? So, you'll have some time to work on your homework in just a little bit. But I'm not through yet. I need another 3 minutes or so. Okay? Now, Mr. Gilbert and I discussed this, and we're going to try it. This is an experiment this week, depending on how well you respond, how well you cooperate, how responsible you are. Okay? So, today, we're going to try it. He's going to have, okay, whatever he decides, either evens or odds first, to get up and go to the back to a new section, one you've not done before, and only do one question in your journal. Find the section in the back of your journal where you put A 1 through 4 and B 1 through 4, C 1 through 4, D 1 through 4, and WC 1 through 4. So do a new one today. So when you're done, take your seat, start working on your homework. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to try giving you an opportunity to have 5 minutes to do one question and do it well. Don't give me a skinny hypothesis. Okay? Don't have to write the question, just a hypothesis. Okay? So do the one. No more than 3 people in any one section. Social distance. No messing around. No sharing information. The usual rules. Okay? So, and then I've decided another day this week, to give you a second chance to get up. Why? I want you to have a chance to get up and get the wiggles up. 2 days a week. So, anyway, if you work with me on it, if you're super cooperative, then you'll be able to do it. Okay? Okay, I've decided on a name for the activities in the back of the room and around the room. I've decided on an activity. Okay? I looked at all the submissions over the weekend, and this is the one I selected. So this particular one is, I think it's Nora Moose, I'm pretty sure. And it is, here it is. It is, I'll get it right. I've got to make sure I don't mess it up. It is Activité Scientifique. So it's basically scientific activity. Okay. So I'm going to call them essays, but I like the French take on it. So that got me. I thought, yep, I'm going with that one. That's a good idea. A lot of creativity there. So anyway, perfect timing. So whatever group Mr. Gilbert says in just a minute, 5 minutes, that's all you get. He's going to time you. Okay, the group at your seat, you're going to work on your homework, on your bullet facts, reading and highlighting the second box and the first box, but only writing bullet facts on the bottom box and page 16. 10 neat complete bullet facts on your white sheet. Okay, so let's see how smoothly you can do all of this as you get up and go to the back. And there are microscopes back there. Do not touch them. That's for 8th grade. Do not touch the microscopes. No can do. So absolutely don't touch the microscopes. Okay. Mr. Gilbert, you're on. Thank you.